Okay, so we're gonna have two mics. Like one is for gonna be like the person like presenting. I'm finally using the mic Selena bought. And then one's gonna be here. Is anyone able to open the stream right now and see? We'll get started at 1:10. I'm finally using the mic Selena bought. And then once there's a delay in this.
Oh, because they might change tonight, right?
Hello, Andre. Okay. Let me mute that one.
If we get donations, we shout them out.
I don't think we will get donations on stream. Hello, Andre. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, let me close it from this one.
Oh, do you have my other one?
Yes. Yes. I found it. No.
Okay.
So you made another one.
It's better. The one I have is really.
What?
It's a thing.
I like that one. The orange. That's so good.
I like it.
Wait, crown.
Yo, I'm the top fan.
What?
I'm the top fan. I have 25 XP. What does this mean? Do I get 50 if I type another one? I have 50 XP now.
Oh my! Can you do anything? Can you spend the XP?
Oh, what?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
On the window. No,
Why are you gonna sit over there?
Says it's really awful.
Wait, it's not.
It's incompressible.
What am I?
Okay.
It's incompressible.
Here is everyone else. Guys, this is sad. Like the only people here are the candidates and then Karen not on it. There's no
Wait, there's no viewers?
No voters here.
only reminded
Make an announcement.
Yeah.
Make an announcement in general.
At channel.
We can vote, right?
Yeah, you guys can vote.
7
You can
candidates,
vote
7
for
voters.
yourself.
Yeah, like that works in real life too, right? Like you go like if I'm like Carney, I would vote for myself. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of not voting for this one.
Well, like we cleared out all the space.
Did you have frisbee? Yes. Last week. Did you win?
Monday?
Monday, yeah.
Did I win? Did I win?
Wait, what color? What team are you?
I don't remember if I won. School and purple. Wait, purple school? School and friends. School and friends. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe not.
Okay.
Wait, no.
I talked to someone from school and friends.
Who?
Do you know Alec? No, Quinn. Her name's Quinn.
Wait, sorry, I'm not on school and friends. I'm on the other one. I'm on the other school. Sorry. I'm not on that one. I'm actually, yeah, they confuse me. Like sometimes we just swap teams. So
Okay. No idea where everyone is.
they'll be watching the recording. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Totally. Yeah, they're totally gonna watch the
The
recording.
hour-long
thing.
You should clip everyone's and upload them.
Wait, Dara, is there any way I can like see everyone else, or is it just?
Yeah, when you go, I will point the camera towards everyone in the audience, and then you will be the pinned version.
Okay. Oh, that's okay.
Are you fine with that? Would you like to see everyone right now?
No, it's okay. Or yeah, sure.
So
Doesn't
there's
matter.
Hannalee, there's Karen, there's Alec, there is Calvert, there is Andre, there is Christian, and there is Avani.
Hi.
Back to 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Oh my
Alright.
No way. Wait, it looks like one of those old school.
Yeah, I talked to her. And then she asked
It
me
was
about
shaking
like,
her
oh,
out.
okay, but I said, a lot.
Maybe I should go through my.
Oh.
No, but everyone was going.
Oh.
Are you coming or us?
Yeah. I have soccer in the.
Wait, is it Sunday today?
What?
No, I just lose track. I kept thinking of Sunday yesterday.
There's food and. But I know I need to win both, but I needed.
It's
much
trendy.
energy for both.
We have to. Like they're
Soccer more intense.
who are you from? Okay. Oh, okay. Are they like? Are they aggressive?
And then you know the slogan? She's not here, but the grad student.
Yeah.
I think she's Arab.
Yes.
Okay. She said they ties.
I have soccer with you.
And one of them was my inside too.
Are they good? The guitar.
Which is older. Where? University.
There's 5 people watching stream,
Oh
Yes.
yeah, how many of us have a stream?
but like
Oh yeah, I have it.
yeah.
I think it's
Well,
it's us.
there might be one person else.
Yeah, there might be like 4 now.
Oh, well, did you close it?
No.
Who here closed it?
Maybe that person that wasn't here.
That person.
They're like, why hasn't this started yet? Okay, let me change.
Avani spotted.
I look like I've been caught.
So
I look like I've been caught.
Yo, chat.
Chat.
Okay, 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Lita,
Like,
Oh my god.
finally, our like, actually, no, there's 2. You're the 3rd non-candidate.
Who's the third one?
There's Karen, there's Andre.
No, Andre is also running.
No,
It says
not
it
anymore.
here.
Not
Oh,
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
No,
I
you're-
saw it
There's a
yesterday.
list of people.
Yes.
Yes.
It's on the pitch document.
I thought it said Andre.
Sorry, I was.
It did say Andre before. Also yesterday night I was like editing it and then somebody was like there. Was that any of you
Probably
guys?
me. I just had it open.
I was like trying to communicate like hello on the doc.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I just had a tab on the side.
Okay. Mai, was that you? Mai,
No, it wasn't me. That's so funny though. You were trying to
you're
communicate.
giggling a lot. Okay. 1 more minute. Does anyone want to go first?
I can go first.
No. Okay.
Roll a dice.
No, I'm
I
gonna
can go.
pick
I don't mind.
2
Dara?
from 1 through 10. Closest person is it. Okay.
Dara-
Okay.
Dara, I don't mind going first.
What number from 1 to 10 was I thinking? The closest person is the one who's gonna give their pitch. Yeah.
that's
Like no, to do like a thing.
A wheel?
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
Or like
we-
assign numbers here and then roll a dice.
Can we go
Spin.
chat?
There's 6 of us. Okay, there's 6 of us.
all
Like,
2 people in the chat.
1,
Can we
2,
go chat?
3.
Okay.
4,
Wheel of
5.
names. Okay. This is.
Okay.
Okay.
Dara.
Oh my gosh. I will
Hello?
find
Hello?
We're getting dogs.
Can anyone hear me?
Oh, cut it, and then
No one can hear me. Hello?
Okay. Stream is gonna
don't.
see. Oh, Mai said she doesn't mind going first, but I created this wheel, so let's test the wheel. Okay, so this is the wheel. If you are on stream, there might be a delay, but we are now gonna spin the wheel. Okay, second typo. Okay,
My name is huge.
everyone's name is here.
Wait, my name is massive.
Yeah, it's huge. Why is it so massive?
Oh, okay, Alec. It says we have a winner.
We have a winner.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the share. Alec, are you fine with going first?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Alec. Okay.
Ready?
Yes, you can like sit down, but I'll tell you when you're in frame. Right in front, and then you can clip this mic onto yourself. I made you something, by the way.
Hey, whoa.
Maybe that's the real reason. I know. Okay. Be scared. Okay. Thank you, Alec. All right, Alec is in frame. Yeah, you're in frame. You could move a little bit over that way. Yeah. I think it's fine if the lights are on or off. It's better for the environment if they are off, because we're not using the garage. Yeah. Okay. All right, Alec, thank you for going first. Whenever you are ready, you may go.
Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Alec, and I'm excited to be running for co-president this year. I joined UTWind in January 2024, and I came from the Enterprise Club Fair. I joined because I had initial interest in energy systems, so that's why I came to UTWind specifically. I came into the control system team first, and then into power systems, and I've helped with the buck converter and a little bit of work on the MPPT. So while I was working through these different projects, I noticed small rooms for improvement. One of which would be task delegation. Another would be knowledge retention from year to year, and sub-team coordination with specific projects. So I'm running to make a team where knowledge carries through, collaboration is more seamless, and people are confident contributing and finding tasks to do. I'll start with the executive team vision. I'm interested in including a VP of social media, just pretty self-explanatory, a VP of finance, and a VP of outreach. And this last one, I wanted to have focus on including new sponsors, but also finding new tools for the team to use and different training. So like with the power systems team, we had all team training that I found really helpful. And these teams would be supported just by regular team meetings and team lead meetings. And to augment these, I was thinking we could include weekly or bi-weekly UTWind reports. So this would just include all of the meeting minutes from different sub-teams. And it would form just a full report that I would like to send out to the rest of the team, just to give more clarity into what's happening throughout the whole team, what the timelines are, what areas of improvement there might be, what learning was achieved, and just to help with overall timelining and discussions in team lead meetings. I'd also like to introduce a task tracking system for each sub-team. So this would help with just knowing what people would be assigned to, but also what are available, and to help team leads sort of have a mindset where rather than just looking at a task and saying, there's so much to do, I don't know what to do with this. You can kind of try to break it down in different tasks and help new people prioritize tasks based on the level of difficulty. Maybe it's a research task and go to new people, help them with that, and then sort of have a more structured way of assigning and delegating tasks, because I found that it was kind of difficult to contribute at times when I really wanted to help. I also like to change the file management to help with this. Just organize files in a way that's easier to find for new members. So I found when I joined, I had a few issues with finding different training documents or overall documents for learning more about the team in general and different sub-teams. And finally, I was thinking of introducing a new method of finding cross-team initiatives. So like with MPPT, I found that controls was also working on it a bit, but documents either might have been outdated or I didn't know where to find the right information or to contact to sort of initiate that collaboration. So I like to make that more obvious so that we can really help with those, because our teams are so meant to be so integrated with these projects that I feel like having a more dedicated way of doing that would help. So in a broad overview, I just wanted to improve some of the onboarding experience, some of the collaboration aspects, help with more ways to access information and to see overall information of the team. So as some final thoughts, I love the work and learning being done here. I like what we're teaching new people, that not only are we giving opportunities for growth within our team, but also externally. So whatever you learn can be used elsewhere. I know certain things help in my job. I'm on PUI right now. And I just wanted to help build a team to incorporate new members easier, make it more easier to find information, but also just to work together, create a very cohesive team. And yeah. So thank you. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
And I'll take any questions.
We're actually going to save questions for the end.
Okay.
So if you have questions right now, like note them down somewhere. We'll do everyone's questions at the end. Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
Good job,
I
Alec.
guess I'll stand.
Okay. Now to determine the next person, we're gonna spin again. Oh, actually, no, wait, we have to remove this person doesn't count. We had to remove Alec's name. Sorry. There. Ooh. Oh, okay. Oh, Kristen. Okay. Let me put this back up. And yeah. So you can wear that mic. Thank you.
That no was
Sorry, do you want to mic up? Okay, wait, I guess still doing.
Smart, right?
Okay. Do you want to wear the mic, Kristen? Okay, thank you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can I-
that-
can I
yeah,
put this
yeah,
in?
that's better.
Just put here.
Anywhere.
Think it sounds good. Here?
Yeah.
Here?
I mean, it was still fine with Alec. The audio was still there.
How do you know?
Because at the bottom,
Because chat said
now
it was okay.
there's things covering it, but the mic icon lights up when it detects
Oh, your
audio.
phone's here.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
sorry, you have a good setup. Okay.
When you start speaking, shift over.
Oh,
Yeah.
where? Here?
Yeah. Now you're in frame.
This is okay?
Yeah.
Is this okay?
Yeah, no.
Okay. I'm just gonna pull up the timer. Okay, ready?
Mhm.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm Mech 226 plus PUI. I've been with UTWind for 2 design cycles, first as a mechanical manufacturing member, and most recently as a lead. So this year I intend on running for co-president with Avani. And so I hope today that I'll be able to share our vision, our promises, our plan, like how we will achieve this vision, and why we're qualified, and why it would be beneficial to vote for the both of us. So to begin on our vision this year is focused on 3 main areas of improvement from last year. This includes integration, engagement, and delivery. So in terms of integration, this is like multi-sub-team projects. How can we get these to run more smoothly? Engagement, member engagement and member retention. We want to invest in the growth and longevity of UTWind. And lastly is delivery. So our ultimate goal is to deliver and execute a built vertical axis wind turbine before we leave for competition. So next, I'll go into some of our promises in the plan. How are we going to make this vision a reality? So firstly, to improve the integration and delivery aspects, Avani and I believe that, unlike previous years, the co-president should be taking a more technical role from a leadership standpoint. And so I'll explain a little bit more about what that would look like later. But to enable this, we plan on restructuring the executive team to like redelegate the responsibilities that was previously co-president. So we would have the presidents, and then we have VP Finance, and then we'd introduce 2 new roles, being VP Communications and VP Engagement. So VP Finance would deal with budget and sponsorships. VP Communications would deal with all external communications, emails and talking with NSOC. And VP Engagement would deal with specifically member onboarding, hosting workshops, and skill building for team members. And so this restructured executive team would allow the presidents to take a more technical and project management role. So they provide more technical oversight and be more involved in the hands-on technical design. So what does this look like, and how would this allow us to support the sub-team leads? So we will attend bi-weekly sub-team meetings. So I will be attending the mechanical and aero meetings. Avani will attend the power controls meetings, and either of us will attend the sustainability meetings. So this will help us improve technical integration across all sub-teams, but also integration with sustainability, like how we're working sustainability into our projects. This will also allow us to create more realistic and accurate timelines, because the presidents will be like hands-on involved with the projects. As well, we will ensure that we are following the most logical design process. So for example, usually oftentimes aero decisions would affect mechanical decisions, which would affect like power and controls decisions. So the co-presidents would have this technical oversight over the integration project, and they would be the people like facilitating discussion between the sub-teams and ensuring that these projects run smoothly. So lastly, I'll go into what makes us qualified to fill this role and why you should vote for us. So I've boiled it down to 3 main points. There were so many, but I could only choose 3. The first is our experience. Avani and I have both the technical and leadership skills for this position as previous sub-team leads. We also bring perspective, as we are lucky enough to go to the most recent competition in France. So we have a lot of ideas that we want to carry over into next year's design cycle. Second is our commitment. We are both on our PUI terms, so we have our evenings and weekends quite free. So this means that we'll have more time to commit to the team. We also, along with the mech team, we've spent countless hours and nights in my hall trying to build the turbine. So we're both very personally invested in the team and invested in the success of the team. And lastly is our teamwork and our complementary skill set. So I have a background in mechanical, Avani has a background in ECE. So together we cover both the mechanical and electrical aspects of the turbine. We are also very passionate about sustainability, and we've already met a couple of times to talk about this collective and shared vision. So we are very aligned on what we want to accomplish this year. And so if you vote for us, you know that you'll be getting, like 2 reliable co-presidents who have a track record of consistency and showing up. And we already like communicate pretty well with each other. So overall, I hope I've been able to share like our vision and why we're qualified, integrating those 3 things like integration, engagement, and delivery. And so I hope you give us the opportunity to see this vision through.
Thank you, Kristen. Okay. Now, again, as a reminder, if you have any questions, write them down. And we're going to spin the wheel now for the next person. Oh. I've just been like, okay. Calvert, you're up next.
No, bro, you just missed.
Oh, there's the room.
Yeah, it's a fun.
Oops.
All right, whatever.
Do you want to like just hold the mic or grab the mic anyhow?
Check. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
All right. All right, cool.
We're good.
Yeah. Hey, UTWind. I'm Calvert. Most of you guys know me from the MEC sub team or having me come up to you talk about something about the y'all. Well, I've been here on the team for like the past year, and in between the CAD, the FEA, and all the banter with the rest of my MEC teammates, MEC represent, it's honestly been an amazing time for me here. But I still see so much more potential with where we can take the team. We can really take the design team to the top, reclaim our throne again at the wind turbine competitions, and we can really be there, right? And this is why I'm glad to be running for a candidate to be next year's co-president, and I think there's a lot we can do. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the structure of the team, right? So right now, we have the co-presidents and we have a VP finance. But there's so much work that goes unnoticed that's just done casually by either sub-team leads or just by the president or by anyone on the team, right? So I think having more structure in place will give everyone more support on the team and let everyone feel comfortable taking on their role. So I propose two new roles as opposed to our current system. So we'll have our co-presidents as usual, which is aligning the vision of the team, helping with individual sub-teams with their path, and also helping with the rest of the exec team and the sub-teams, right? And then next, I want to keep our VP finances, which will be in charge of budgeting, in charge of making sure that each team is well within their budget count. And then, making sure that the finance side of things is going well. And the next, I want to introduce VP internals, which will be in charge of all the organization, the onboarding, and all the safety forms, and as well as member retention, right? That's something we really got to work on. And something else, another role that I want to implement is VP external, which will be in charge of getting sponsorships, which will be in charge of install communication, and as well as letting the rest of the student body know about UTWind. So next thing I want to focus on is supporting sub-team leads a lot more. So this year, I've seen it firsthand in MEC where a lot of sub-team leads sometimes feel like they're a little bit overwhelmed with the workload, especially because members sometimes only show up once a week and don't know about like the Thursday or the weekend optional work days. And it could be a lot of work on the sub-team leads to get everything done, especially within the last month. I've seen it a lot. Being here at my hall, I've seen how everyone here comes in really early, stays till the sun goes down, and it's really a lot of work to be putting on a weekend. So I want to implement more sub-team support. So how to do that? First, I want to have more communication between the execs and I'll have more communication between the execs and the sub-team leads. So how that will look like will be either in the form of check-ins. We'll have bi-weekly check-ins from execs and to check in with the sub-team leads to see where they would need help, where more resources might need to be allocated, rather than just taking something out of the budget book. It could be like a formal discussion between the exec team and the sub-team leads. And then we'll also manage the resources system. So right now, if you go on the Google Drive, it's very clustered, but there is a resources folder. In folder, I see just a bunch of stuff in there, and it's really hard to navigate. How do we improve that, right? So we need to have a system where each sub-team lead can access all the resources they need at their hand, so they can better manage the meetings, they can better manage task allocation, and they can better communicate to the members where work needs to be done, where it's a peak period of workload, such as right before competition, and when things really need to get done fast. Yeah, next point I want to make is on the point of communication. So right now, our main format of communication is Slack. Well, that's good and all, but in Slack, first of all, we have like a 90-day trial, so messages don't really get saved. Okay, and the other point is our Google Drive. So as Alec mentioned, if you really go on the Google Drive right now, it's a lot of clustered. You can see stuff from 2023. And when you click in it, there's stuff from this year, and it really doesn't make sense because stuff is kind of scattered everywhere, right? And for a new member or just for like a old member to be navigating through all this is pretty difficult and takes time away from the actual meeting. So how are we going to improve this? So this is something I've been thinking about for a while. So I want to introduce Notion for our team. While that sounds really like, having an extra Notion page, but I think that would really help with the navigation of our team. So having a Notion page will be kind of the landing page for everything. It would provide links to the specific files in Google Drive. It will be the main access point to most of our files. So rather than going through the Google Drive and clicking bit by bit, you'll see a Notion page with each of the sub-team listed, and you'll see what work has been done. It'll also be a way of tracking meeting notes. So right now, meeting notes are kind of just scattered in our files, not really being seen by anyone. So we need to have a way of collectively tracking our meeting notes and see what comes out of meetings, so we can have a more exponential progress. Okay, the next point I want to improve is the team integration and the culture. So right now, while we have a great relationship with the entire team, we all make bonds. We form bonds during meetings, and we form these bonds during build sessions and with my JBL speaker. But what we can do a lot more is to have more integrated team socials where everyone can feel comfortable coming out for like a weekend night or like a Friday night something, and we can have, it's very enjoyable. I see Elena nodding there. Yeah, but we should be pushing for more socials per semester. I'm aiming for at least 2 socials per semester. When we come out, we can share our passionate love for wind turbine. We can also just share our passion for like life itself, and having these opportunities will allow us to connect deeper, both as teammates, but also as people, so we can feel really comfortable working with each other. It can feel rather than like a second job sometimes. It can feel more like just coming in, working with your buddies, which is really the team atmosphere I want to promote. And next thing is having cross sub-team review sessions where sub-team, we can have delegate times where different sub-teams can kind of get together for a quick meeting, whoever is available, just to talk about if there's something that needs to be worked on. An example of this is when I started working on the YAW, it was just on the mech side, right? Although the HAWT is kind of in the past now, but still like an example I want to bring it up because when I was working on YAW, I was working with mechs, but because of my lack of knowledge and kind of the electrical part, I had to reach out, come to say Avani's meeting, come check out the more control side of things just to have like a better overview and stuff like that. It's kind of hard for like a new member that's just joined to experience that, especially if they don't know who all the leads are yet. So I think having a designated cross sub-team design review can really help because, for new members and returning members, it can be really beneficial just to get together with another sub-team and discuss the expertise and what could be done next for the a specific project. And, the final point I want to really emphasize on is our external presence. So the UTWind Instagram page is right now, it looks good. It has stuff being put out every once in a while. But what we can work on is more engagement. Right now, we post these short videos or sponsor videos, but there's a lot more that can be done. For example, I want to introduce like a bi-weekly this week at MEC or this week at Power. So like a per sub-team feature, right? Where they can kind of show off what kind of work is being done. Right now we have a couple of those, but they're not like formatted videos. I think by having formatted videos, people really start tuning in on our work. And I really want our work to get recognized. I'm sure all of you guys do as well, right? All those countless hours, I want you guys to see what we've been working on. And I want the entire U of T engineering and beyond community to see what we've been working on, whether that's through competition photos, whether that's through meeting photos, or just, Dara taking random photos of us posing or something. And, all of those are amazing, but, and this will also help with outreach with sponsors. And when they see these videos, they'll see actual progress from us. And it'll be like, these people have a lot of potential in them, and it's something that they want to support. And, and these 5 main points are just stuff I wanted to address. Overall, at the end of the day, I'm not here to manage the team or manage the people. I'm here just to align the vision and make sure everyone here feels confident in their abilities and sees the potential of the team, so we can really be the top design team. Yeah. I want you guys to know that I am fully committed to the team. I think I will be very capable for the role. I'm here open to communication from every single person, and I just want to make this entirely better place. Yeah.
Thank you, Calvert.
Okay. Now let's see who's gonna go next. Okay, 3 people remaining. Avani's up. I'm using the feature now. Okay. Stop share. All right. Mike, yeah, there. You good?
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Is my face everything? Oh, it's not.
Do you want to move like a slightly a little bit? I'm like, you're not to get your computer in screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh wait, can I have my phone? I want to time myself too.
If you guys are like a few seconds over, that's fine.
What's that time?
6 minutes.
This is 5. Make it more
Probably chat.
No, because I was like 5 might be like too short. Because I was like kind of thinking like no, if you're like speaking like because I didn't want everyone just to regurgitate their letter because I thought they would take like 100 words like 1 minute. I'm like if I like put 5 and everyone's just gonna regurgitate their letter, let me give them some extra. So then I gave them another minute.
Okay. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I start? Okay. So hello everyone. My name is Avani. I'm in ECE 2T6 and I'm currently on my PY year. I've been in UTWind for the past 2 years, first as a power sub-team member and most recently as a controls co-lead. UTWind has been a very meaningful part of my university experience. It's helped me grow a lot technically and professionally and also make a lot of friends. And I want to give back to this team with the skills I've built. I'm excited to bring in new ideas and help create an environment where every member contributes meaningfully and grows together with the team. So before I dive into the details of my ideas and vision, I want to make a note that Kristen and I have an intention of running for president together, as mentioned before. And I'll share later, share why we're doing this later in the pitch. So Kristen and I have talked extensively about how we want UTWind to move forward. So I'd like to start by highlighting our vision for the year. Our shared vision focuses on 3 core values: sub-team integration, member investment, and a goal-oriented approach. In terms of sub-team integration, we found through competition that what truly matters in the end is how our work integrates. So this means electrically, mechanically, aerodynamically, in terms of sustainability, and we want to lead with that in mind from day one. In terms of member investment, we want to treat every member not just as someone who contributes, but as someone that is worth investing in. That means structured onboarding, hands-on learning, and ongoing mentorship. So members can stay engaged and UTWind stays invested in their growth too, as they do in ours. And in terms of a goal-oriented approach, last year, as you all saw, many of us felt really overwhelmed near the end of the design cycle. We didn't always know how much was left to do or how close we were to the finish line, but we did know that there was a lot of work left. So this year we want to implement a clear team-wide timeline with ongoing milestones. So this will help us plan smarter, redistribute work earlier, and help reduce stress while staying on track to deliver our vertical axis wind turbine well before competition. So overall, we believe that these 3 values will lead us to our ultimate goal of building a successful VAWT. And now I'd like to highlight a bit more on how we would achieve this vision through our proposed team structure. So the proposed team structure has 3 specific VP roles: finance, communication, and engagement. So VP Finance, as before, would be responsible for budgeting, funding applications, and sponsorships. VP Communications would be responsible for external events, social media, and emails. And VP Engagement would be responsible for member onboarding, socials, and skill building workshops. And we believe that this structure clearly ensures clear accountability and also allows us presidents to focus more on technical integration, especially when it matters the most, which is towards the end of competition. We also want to have project leads within sub-teams to give members more ownership, support, and recognition that they deserve for their work. Next, I'd like to mention some ways that we promise to support the team. As presidents, we will attend each sub-team's meetings at least bi-weekly to support technical progress. We will host quarterly town halls and design reviews to align sub-teams on technical progress and design decisions, and also have socials after. We will guide multi-sub-team projects with regular collaborative work sessions from the start of the design cycle. And we will set trackable milestones across the design cycle so we can adjust early on and avoid last-minute scrambles like we did last year. So next, I'd like to talk a bit more about why you should vote for Kristen and I together. We believe that our technical skills complement each other really well. So Kristen has a lot of mechanical design and manufacturing expertise and also interest in aero. I have more electrical power and controls knowledge. So I have experience with circuit design, PCB design, microcontroller programming through clubs and also my PY. And we believe that together we can cover the entire turbine. So I'll remain strongly involved in the technical work, attending sub-team meetings, onboarding members, and troubleshooting alongside all of you to provide practical guidance and not just oversight. So why vote for us when you have so many options? There are so many strong candidates here today. So we've both led technical sub-teams before. That means we not just bring technical depth, but also leadership, communication, and mentorship experience. As controls co-lead, I led 2 completely new, fully functional integrated projects. So this was the braking system, which was integrated with MEC, and also the wind data collection, which integrated with the power system's maximum power point tracking. So this is just to highlight that I know how to drive projects and deliver results, and I aim to do the same with the next generation of our VAWT. And most importantly, we've seen firsthand the gap between what we want to achieve and how we plan to get there. And this gap is that the presidents need to have a more technical focus, and we promise to bring that to the team. So finally, to conclude, I hope you both vote for Kristen and I to achieve the vision of sub-team integration, member investment, and a goal-oriented approach. Together, we have a greater chance of working towards something that we can all be proud of. Thank you.
Thank you, Avani. Okay. We have 2 more names remaining. So let us spin the wheel. All right, let's see.
Oh, I wonder who.
Oh my God.
Okay, Mai. All right. What? That means Hannalee is after mine. Okay. So I'm going to stop share. And I'm gonna pin you now, Mai, to the screen. So just I'll tell you when we're ready. And then remove pin here. All right, Mai, you are now pinned to the screen. So whenever you are ready, you can go.
Okay. I just see the board. Is that okay? Or
Yeah. But on the live stream itself, like you'll be the bigger one. Okay.
okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I can have it. Oh.
I'll just go past.
It's okay, it doesn't matter. You can leave it, yeah, wherever. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Mai. I had the privilege of being the sustainability sub-team lead last year. And so I guess now I'm running for co-president for UTWind. I had the privilege of also getting to go to competition. It's only been 1 year for me on the team, but I think through the experience of being a lead and then getting to go to competition, I've been able to learn quite a lot, and I'm quite passionate about the team now. As for my ideas for the team, I think I noticed throughout the year, I think everyone kind of stays in their sub-team bubble, and although we do have team events or socials and we do have like leads meetings, it's kind of hard for sub-team members to sort of get to know each other or get to know what other teams are doing. And I think that's really important, especially when going into competition. I think being at competition, I learned a lot more about the integration of the teams than I ever did throughout the year. So I think having more of that throughout the year will be really good. So an idea I had was like monthly all team forums or get-togethers, or kind of like the kickoff where everyone could ask questions. Anyone from any sub-team can come and ask questions to leads or to other members, general members. And then that's also a good time to get feedback or get input from just general members on how we can improve the team structure and how we can move forward as a more cohesive group. Yeah, sorry. And then for onboarding, I think having a more general onboarding for new members, kind of like an extended version of the kickoff, where we go over the components of the turbine and notes from last year and our plans for the upcoming design cycle. So it's not just introducing the sub-teams, it's a little bit more, and having like a UTWind, having a resource that people can go to, so sort of like a UTWind Wikipedia page, if you will, for just general turbine knowledge. I think that's a good idea. And then for other structure or executive roles, I think it's kind of a repeat of what people said, but having a VP of finance and then having a VP for more outreach or community engagement. This would be kind of to work on projects like the campus turbine. I think having the campus turbine project fall under a specific like person would be a lot better than having it kind of open-ended or having the president do it. And they can also work on making sure we're involved in campus events and help spread word about UTWind through social media, etc. And why vote for me? I'm good at listening. I'm good at taking feedback. And I think I'm a well-rounded individual. I have technical experience as well. I'm in ECE. I'm in PUI right now. I have a good amount of time on my hands to invest in being a co-president. That's all I have prepared for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mai.
Thank you.
Hannalee.
I really wonder who's
We're gonna get you all set up again. Unpin Mai. Remove pin. Pin. All right. I'm gonna laugh, but look at this. All right.
If I stare directly into the
Yeah, you can.
oh yeah, I did. I was like, I'm Mai, I'm speaking to you. Okay.
All right. Whenever you are ready.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Hannalee. I'm an ECE 2T7, and I'm also running to be one of your co-presidents this year. So I'll just jump right in. So my 3 objectives for this upcoming design cycle is first to provide better and more structured support for execs, 2 to enable the team to take on exciting opportunities, and 3 to build stronger team cohesion and transparency for onboarding new members. So let's talk about how I'm going to be achieving those goals. Okay, so first off, something I noticed this year, actually I'll get a little bit of an overview about my involvement in UTWind first. I totally skipped that. But yeah, this year I've been a Power Systems member and I've had the opportunity to go to competition. So it's been an exciting year, and along with that, I have some ideas that I want to bring to the team. So yeah. So to provide more structured support to execs, something I noticed this year is that our team is actually a lot more cross-disciplinary than one would imagine. So we have 4 sub-teams, but strictly speaking, like 2 of them are like more electrically related and 2 of them are more mechanically related. And then even between like the mechanical team and like control systems, there is still some overlap and work to be done together. So my plan to better support the team is to first off do a restructuring of the executive team. So this would be to appoint 1 mechanical systems lead and 1 electrical systems lead, and they would be present at their respective sub-team meetings. So like an electrical systems lead would be present at controls and power, and that way we can always have one person who is like kind of knows everything going on relating to that specific domain, and the co-presidents should also be there, but you know, because there are other responsibilities, it might be a good idea to also appoint additional members to do that, and that way we can kind of avoid having overlapping or conflicting requirements, because sometimes one sub-team will be waiting on a requirement from a different sub-team, and then you can't really progress further with your deliverables. And I feel like that hindered our design cycle timeline this year. And that's something that can really speed up the process. And the goal is really to make the process less stressful and more enjoyable for execs and for general members by providing more clarity to everyone. So another thing I plan to do is to meet with all execs one-on-one, kind of like a debrief of the whole year, what went well. Maybe this was already done, but you know, I think it would be a good idea to do with the incoming co-presidents as well. But what went well, what didn't go so well, and what were the obstacles that you faced. That way we can figure out clearly what are the specific deliverables and the deadlines, like the order of priority, what needs to be done before something else can be done. And that way, by the end of the summer, the goal is to establish a clear design cycle timeline that will be made publicly available to everyone within the design team. And the goal of that is that we can all keep each other accountable and also not be so stressed when competition comes around. We don't have to feel so rushed because we will have accounted for the time to make mistakes, the time to do testing, and that way there's just a little more time to breathe for everyone. So yeah. The second thing I was talking about enabling the team to take on exciting opportunities. So another restructuring the team is I want to bring in a business and operations director. I guess you guys call that like VP finance, or this is a more general role because under them is also like sponsorship and communications and logistics. And the goal of this is so that I believe that what we're doing is so cool, but not enough people hear about it, and we don't get nearly enough funding that we should be getting. So having sponsorship people work under the business and operations lead, that way they can partner with the control system, power system leads, and like kind of go to their meetings, see what they do. And that way I feel like we can create sponsorship messages and sponsorship packages that are tailored to companies that represent the value we bring to them. And that way they'll be able to take us seriously, and we'll hopefully be able to get more sponsorship that way. Other exciting opportunities I want to talk about is just Campus Turbine, and I think that's definitely something that I would be interested in pursuing this year. I think it's a very unique opportunity to our club, and that we should fully take advantage of it. Yeah. And then the third thing I wanted to touch on is building stronger team cohesion and transparency. So I feel like as a general member, you kind of just get thrown in and you show up at
weekly meetings, and you know, you definitely get assigned tasks and it's fun to be there. But I think there is some prerequisite knowledge or some knowledge that would make the process easier. So going back to how I talked about establishing that clear timeline by the end of the summer, so that you know, leads, co-presidents, everyone knows what to expect. I think during those recruitment cycles, when new members come and sub-teams start their initial meetings, it's very important to show that timeline to them and also show their specific timeline, like the specific sub-team timeline and deliverables. That way, new team members know exactly, oh, like, this is what I can get involved in, like, this is what I'm going to be working on, and it gets them excited and they know what to look forward to. And then also my idea is to incorporate team socials as sort of like deliverable completion or checkpoints. Like, I think we put a lot of hard work into this team and it's totally worth celebrating. So I think our socials should be a motivator to like the good work we've done. So yeah, I hope you've taken away my 3 points, which is to provide better and more structure to support to execs, enable the team to take on exciting new opportunities, and build stronger team cohesion and transparency. That's all for me.
All right. Thank you, Hannalee.
I'm still
Okay, so now if everyone is like done everything, the speeches, we're gonna start the Q&A period. So if you have questions like for other candidates, or if anyone who is not here and is watching the YouTube live, I will be monitoring chat also.
So there are 4 watching. Who has it open right now?
I have it open.
I have it open.
Chat. So there's one person. So to that one person in chat, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So there's like one person in chat who's there. If you have questions, ask them in chat. Candidates ask each other questions. Elena, Andre, Karen. Yeah. Okay. And then whoever your questions are directed to, that person, if you could please just like answer your question there and then grab the mic and speak into it, that would be ideal. Thank you.
Can't they all go up there, because I have questions.
Is there a time limit for candidates to answer the question?
No.
Why don't you pass that around and you can
Point the camera.
or they can all just go.
Yeah. You can all stand in a line. Yeah. That way everyone can see.
So like
Just bring the chairs
and we
Yeah.
have questions
Yeah.
for the candidates.
Yeah.
But like, we'll like ask.
I'll make sure to like have everyone.
Especially sit.
Yeah, sit down. It might be easier.
Oh.
All right. Do you want to come closer? All right. Yeah, we can remove. Yeah. Thank you, Alec. All right.
Go back. So.
Yeah.
Oh, let's.
Yeah.
You want a chair?
Oh, there's one.
And
It's Hannah.
it is.
Yes.
And then does someone have the mic? Can one of you guys hold it and then just pass it around to?
Are you in, Calvert?
Yeah. And then
Is Avani in frame?
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna unpin so that Mai can also.
What if I sit higher? I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Squish.
Swish. Like can Alec and Kristen move towards Alec, and then Calvert move towards Kristen.
Is Calvert visible?
Yeah.
You guys are all-
And me?
Yeah, you're all good. This is a cute.
Someone.
You need to computer.
Wait, whose phone is this? Do you guys mind if I take a picture and who's?
That's mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay.
You guys hear my teeth? Oh, wait. Why is the picture?
Good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Wait. Why is it? Should I print your down? Oh, never mind. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. And then get one with Mai in there as well. It's really cute, guys. Okay. Do you want to go first with your questions?
Well, I'll do one at a time. I won't
Okay.
promote.
All right.
The first one's an easy one. It's just if we can go through and everyone say what their plans and commitments are for next year outside of this team. Go on.
I guess I'll let's go this.
Okay. Well, I'm playing frisbee intramurals this week. Not this weekend. This year. This summer, and for the year, for fall semester, I'm working in the WISE conference, like Women in Science and Engineering conference. I'm doing workshops for the first half for fall semester.
Yeah, I play Ultimate as well. That's like 1 hour a week. And then I currently am not certain if I'm going to be an EW Beyond lead for Engineers Without Borders. I'm waiting to hear back, but that would only be a fall commitment.
So I'll be on PUI. I only work 35 hours a week.
Oh.
Yep, 35 hours a week. It's sweet. And I'm hybrid. I'm hybrid too.
No.
And then I'll be taking one course during the fall and then also winter.
I'm also on PY, and then outside of this team, I just play soccer. So that's like 2 hours a week.
What's your position on the pitch?
I play right back and right wing.
Oh, you're left footed.
I'm unemployed. No, for my one commitment, I'm doing blue sky solar racing. I'm on the strategy sub team, so we have like weekly meetings and just some tasks. Yeah.
Sorry, quick follow-up,
Yeah.
Calvert. If you are elected, would you leave Blue Sky?
Would I leave blue sky? Wow.
Okay, it's fine.
That's a harder question to leave altogether, but I'm definitely willing on shifting my attention to this a lot more.
Okay.
How blue sky? It actually really depends because I'm on the strategy sub team, so I don't even have to be there in person. It's just like a lot of like programming, like simulation stuff. So it's more like like whenever we have stuff to do, we'll do it. But yeah, it's kind of like that. And the time commitment right now, meetings are like less than an hour, and then the task depending on what it is and how good chat is. But no, but like yeah, it's gonna go up to like maybe like 3 hours, 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Andre, did you have questions?
No, mine needs to go.
Oh, sorry. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
I am so sorry.
No, it's okay. Can people hear me?
Yeah.
Or- Oh, okay. I'm also PUI on PUI, so I have evenings free. I have weekends free. I do like Japanese drumming, but that's not too much of my time. It's only like two evenings. So
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for your great
If you asked a question, I should have mentioned this earlier. State your name.
yeah. Hi everyone. My name is Andre Lee, and yeah, I'm here to ask questions. And yeah, and my question is that since we are doing campus turbine, and liaising with the sustainability office and maybe other offices will be a crucial part as an exec. I think Mai briefly discussed about this, but I would like to ask other candidates, what's your plan of talking with stakeholders to more of stakeholders in the university to make our campus turbine possible? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess we can go the other way around. Yeah, so I think if we have to,
We'll have Mike.
right, yeah. So sorry, yeah.
Take it away. Hey, Maya, although you answered Andre's question, do you want to just reiterate your answer to Andre's question?
yeah, sure. Yeah, it would just be like under the responsibilities of the VP of Community and Outreach, sort of, because they would be the ones who would be leading our involvement in campus events. So they could also take on the responsibility of leading the campus turbine. Not that it would fall entirely under them, but they would be leading that portion. Emailing the sustainability office and all of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think if we have to tackle the campus turbine project, we have to break it apart into two sections. First is initiative. So we need to the people who are going to be committed to working on it needs to take initiative to actually like send the emails, take it in their own hands, and show that show the community that this is something we're really passionate about and we want to get done. And the second part is documentation. So if we have to take it up with the sustainability office or the engineering office, I think it will be something that needs to be very, very well documented, where they can see every steps of what we're doing, from budgeting to like impact and just all of that, right? I think having clear documentation and people taking initiative will help it drive it to completion and make it possible.
So yeah, in terms of the campus turbine, I think it's a very exciting project. In terms of what I am looking to accomplish for the next design cycle is I do want to focus more on like having a turbine prepared for competition specifically, like especially given some of the like structural issues we had this year and stuff. Like I'd like to have like focus on a complete turbine for competition. But I would still like to continue with the campus turbine project. So that would be under the responsibility of the new like VP communications that we would introduce. And I'm hoping that like the new VP would be someone who's like experienced, maybe like someone here who is like experienced with like sending emails and like interfacing with the sustainability office. So.
Yeah, so I think that it's a really great idea, but I don't think we're completely ready to implement it. So I think I would want to have something to initiate the progress over a long period of time. So communicate with team leads to let them know, hey, this is something we're working on. This is something that you might want to keep in mind, take notes about, so that we can later form a more cohesive document. I would say these are all our features. These are the gains. This is how much it might cost. And then also to have on our executive side, to start having that kind of communication with faculty to say, this is something we're planning on doing and keep it in mind for the future because it's something that might be up and coming.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think you guys have all said some good points. So just to reiterate on some of those points. So I think for the campus turbine project, it's best to have like one VP or someone overseeing it that isn't directly involved in the competition stuff, like isn't a co-president, isn't like a mech lead, someone like that, so that they can dedicate their entire time to that. And then, like maybe host bi-weekly or monthly meetings with the rest of the exec team regarding it so that progress can still be done, but that it doesn't interfere with our competition timeline, because I think the priority will still remain the competition since the campus turbine is a long-term project. I don't think it's feasible to get it done by like the end of this design cycle. And with what Calvert said, like I think documentation is going to be very important. We need someone that is going to be very forward and gonna like, make sure that they keep things moving, because I think it's the type of project that if you just let it sit there, nothing's going to get done because there is no strict timeline. There is no clear outline right now. So just like with the normal design cycle, we kind of need to create its own independent design cycle for that so that, we can see a progress bar, because otherwise it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I'd also like reiterate some of the points that other people said, but it sounds like a very exciting project and it's a great opportunity. But we also have the competition turbine to focus on. So I think what I would do is firstly work together with the team to determine how much we are how much we're willing to prioritize the competition turbine versus the campus turbine. Like how much we as a team want to dedicate our time and skills to. So like as a president, I will work towards creating a longer term timeline. So a timeline that spans more than one design cycle, and communicate this with the campus turbine stakeholders. So that would be my first step, is to actually put some dates to it that are definitely going to be longer than 1 year. And also work with VPs like VP communication and also VP finance to create a small work group and split our time strategically. Because as a president, I think my priorities would still be with the competition turbine. But again, this split kind of will work with what the whole team wants. I would want to have like an open discussion with the leads and the larger team. and also make somewhat of a plan to be able to reuse the competition turbine, determine what parts of the competition turbine can be reused for the campus turbine. Yeah.
Thank you.
Elena, so I just wanna, I had this question and Avni kind of just touched on it. But it's kind of what is your vision for like what we're going to be doing this year in terms of the campus turbine and the competition turbine? First of all, what turbine are we taking to competition? And second of all, are we going to be actively working on the campus turbine? Which one's going to be our priority? And if you don't have an answer to that, that's fine. And then my question would be, how do you see us making that decision? Like, do you see yourself as the co-president being the one to make that decision? Or would you want to involve leads and members in deciding what that split's going to look like and what our focus is going to be?
Yeah, we can go that way. Oh, yeah. No. We'll give everyone a minute to think about it. And also, guys, try to keep your responses like shorter. Yeah. If people watching and anyone else has more questions, like they know your Slack, so they can ask you more questions. So for like now, just like keep your answers shorter. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that was a good question. From what I gathered from competition, that we were all very excited to go into competition with the VAWT, and we haven't yet perfected this design. We learned a lot from other teams and the professors that were present, and I felt like we were motivated to try again and give it another attempt. So personally, I would definitely vouch for going to competition with the VAWT and also focusing on competition, because that's a mountain we haven't yet climbed, and that's a really good motivator for the team. But this being said, this is only my vision that I would pitch to the team, and I would like to hear what the team has to say, and whether they're willing to put in effort and whether they're even motivated to go to competition with this design that hasn't yet succeeded in competition. So it would definitely be an open discussion, but this is my perspective.
Thank you, Avani. I think I agree with a lot of your points. Yeah, so I think this is an open discussion. Like, I don't think there would be anything set in stone by the two co-presidents where like, oh, this is our final say and there's no input from anyone else. But I am definitely on the side of, I feel like from competition, we felt like, you know, we could kind of see this light at the start of the tunnel, like we can kind of see it start working, but there are definitely some iterations that need to be made. So I think this is a discussion to be had with Mech and Aero, since like I think, you know, VAWT versus HAWT, that's something that concerns them more than the electrical side of things. So, well, actually it concerns both, but like I guess power is like the one subsystem that is a little isolated from that discussion. But to talk about like whether or not this is something that they want to do, because I think at competition we also talked about the applications of a VAWT and HAWT are a little different. You know, I don't think generally speaking you generate as much power with a VAWT. So if we're trying to do this so that we can have a functional VAWT that we're proud of, and then in turn, like long term, I think putting a VAWT on campus is cooler than a HAWT. That is my personal opinion. Then I think we should keep pursuing this VAWT. But if we're aiming for like we want first place like this design cycle, that I'm not saying that's unrealistic. I think we can achieve that, but it is definitely a big ask. So just making sure everyone's on the same page for that. But I think you also had a question about prioritizing the competition turbine or the campus one. I think campus one definitely takes the backseat. And also what I wanted to mention earlier is like we would have like a campus, like someone on the exec team, like a lead that is kind of in charge of the campus turbine. But in a sense, I think some sub teams, especially when like we just enter recruitment cycle and member engagement is high, I think it might be in our best interest, to poach a couple members from like the sub teams to work specifically on the campus turbine.
Yeah, so I think for the campus turbine, we're more in like the research and consulting phase. So even in our actual design, it's not fully realized. It's more of a prototype. So for both the vertical axis and horizontal axis, I think we should focus on the vertical axis right now in design so that we can both have the pros and cons of each, and also to gain more experience for a professional design, which I find is what the campus design really is. It's more of like a final product, something that we would, after years of experience with the competition, we would find the best design that we could implement into the campus. That way we can compare costs, stability, because it's something that we're implementing for a longer period of time, which is something we don't deal with at competition. So that way we would know what the best materials are, not just for competition, but for a long-term actual project. So yeah, I think the competition is really meant to complement the campus turbine long-term. And I think that's how we should go about it.
Nice. Yeah, I agree mostly with what everyone has said so far. Coming back from competition, like my focus, especially as part of mech team, is like mainly on the competition turbine. Like I want to sort out a better design for that, and we can like bring next year and be proud of that vertical axis design. I don't want to like spend too many resources on the campus turbine without first like achieving that. And yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, so we've done it with the horizontal turbine, so let's do it with the vertical turbine, right? So we've won that. Let's win this one, and we can show that we can do it. And as for the campus turbine, let's not just say no to it and put zero resources, but let's see who has the initiative to do it. I think it's more of an initiative thing, as I mentioned before, and whoever wants to step up and take the role can be own little sub team system, and it could be a very long-term project if there's people that are willing to step up. So yeah, let's not close that gate.
Okay. Yeah. Everyone had good points. I think it should be a discussion for the leads, the execs, the co-presidents. I don't think it should be one person's opinion. So starting the design cycle off with a discussion, I think is the best.
Thank you, Mai. Okay. Do you have any? Okay, so right now, I want to end. I want to end before 3, like 2:50. Right now it's 2:18. Yeah, it's 30 minutes. So guys, do keep your responses shorter. Since you haven't said your questions yet, would you like to state your name, please?
My name's Karen. My questions are more directed at your pitches, and they're about specific things you talked about. So I'll just go in order of the pitches. Alec, you mentioned, basically, like, I found that all of you were good at like task identification, like the problem, but you didn't give a good course of how you were going to solve the problem. So Alec, you mentioned task delegation. How do you plan on making that better?
Yeah, so I have experience with 3 smaller design teams where I kind of led each one of them because a couple of them were not out of choice, more of necessity because of issues with timelining and task management. So I know 2 different kinds of implementations that work really well. One would be with just Google Sheets, which is a simple implementation. I was going to do it in a way where tasks could be separated each by each sub team first, so they'd have their own sheets, and you can have it directly go into a main sheet where everyone can access. And I wanted to use that main one more as like a dashboard, so you can have your timeline there, you can have all the tasks there, you can have every contact information, so that's just easy to see what's going on with the whole team, and then it could link to sub team tasks as well. Or Slack also has different extensions that you can use. So like Notion, you can include it into Slack, or you can include it with Asana, which is what I use for one of my sub teams too, which is basically just a fancier version of a Google Sheet. So that's kind of how that would work.
Okay, that sounds good. For I had less of like a nitpicky question and more, what is the main thing you want to do? And like everyone I found like had a special idea that they wanted to introduce, and yours was more of an amalgamation of everyone else's. What is the thing that you would say stands out for your idea?
I think my main focus is getting better communication between the sub teams and making sure everyone knows what the end goal is, what our vision is, and how all of the teams are supposed to work together. And I think my idea was that we should have monthly, like all sub team meetings, not just like we would still have weekly leads meetings, but we would also have a meeting for everyone so people could get their questions out there and get their feedback out there. And that could help the team grow, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And for Kristen and Avani, since you guys are running together, my question's like merged. So you mentioned how you want to make the co-president role more technical and you want them to like spectate into the meetings. Do you think this would spread them too thin by needing to attend so many meetings? And are they going to take more of a decision role, or are they just like an oversight?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we're going to have 3 VPs that will take care of more of the logistic stuff. So that's kind of how the workload is going to be balanced. And by attending actual like sub-team meetings, it will allow us to have a better perspective and understanding of how the sub-teams are struggling, what their pain points are, and that will allow us to take, like as leaders, take better decisions and also like take more, just have a better perspective when making decisions. And we will be focused on more of the integration aspect of the team and integrating power and controls projects, or power and mech projects, or controls and mech projects. So that kind of oversight no individual sub-team lead has, but we as presidents hope to have, and we as presidents hope to act as kind of like the mechanical/aero captain and the electrical captain that encompasses like the controls and power section.
Just to add on to that, like it's a good question, like what would be spread too thin. But actually, like as we were deciding like if we should even run for co-president, we gave an estimate of like the amount of hours that we would spend like attending these meetings. So we said like we would attend bi-weekly, like at minimum, obviously probably increasing like as we go later into the design cycle. So then we'll allocate more time. But yeah, so that would be like about like 2 hours per week for sub-team meetings, and another hour for like leads meetings per week, and then like miscellaneous time like if we're organizing. And that was something that we were like willing to commit to for this year. So
Okay, that clears a lot up. For Calvin, near the end, I thought like the main idea of your pitch was the media, which felt very strong. But near the beginning, you mentioned how the sub-team leaders had like a lot of like pressure and time on them, and you wanted to give them more support. How specifically were you planning to do that?
Yeah, so thinking about that, so these are sometimes overwhelmed, especially in the last period. I think one way to just improve that issue altogether is communication. So right now, the issue that when leads are spread too thin is, I think, largely due to sometimes members not being able to stay for these meetings longer past the time. I think a better way to ensure that we have more support is to communicate to the members when these work days are there, right? So more messages in Slack, especially closer to competition date, letting people know that this is something that's happening. We have build sessions, and just to encourage people to come more, right? I see that sometimes leads send messages, but it's kind of like lacking. It's like meeting at 6, it's like, have a little more, sorry, not targeting anyone, but like a little bit more initiative there, having people be willing to come. I think that's something. And next thing is having like a Notion page will be better for resources. So time is spent on actually working and not just planning and all the management side of things. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. And for Hannalee, I feel you had a large focus on a timeline. What would you do if like the timeline changes, like you're not meeting the deadlines? How are you going to navigate that?
Yeah, so the goal of having like a mechanical and electrical specifics lead is so to kind of ease that communication process between subsystems, and hopefully that will sort of allow us to have a smoother timeline and like kind of follow what we originally planned. But I think the timeline should also account for the fact that you might be late to deliverables. Like the whole point of the timeline is to give ourselves buffer room at the end. So like even if we can't hit certain deadlines, if we hit them late, like we're still hitting them on time because we like anticipate that we could be late. And I think you know, bi-weekly check-ins with everyone is, and making sure that just checking on people's progress is what's going to make sure that they're, you know, doing their job. And if they're not, like, how can we offer them better support, more resources, or if there aren't enough people helping them, like more hands on deck, you know, calling all general members to come help at a build. There are definitely things that we can do together as a team to make sure that we can hit those goals.
Okay, that sounds good. You guys have more questions?
Yeah. Andre.
Yeah, this is Andre again, and so I think you all talked about some great things regarding making our design, sub-team integration, including better social aspects of UTWind, and having a very clear delegation of maybe 2-3 VPs. Yeah, but I want to further ask about the more professional outreach side. We have a bunch of alumni now working in industry, like Ben, Abir, Ashley, Abnash, etc. How would you handle alumni relationship, and also in terms of professional, in terms of adding the professional development aspect, for example, maybe like a year ago, Dara Robert went to the Turbine, and if you scroll down the Instagram post, you will find that they have some talk with some wind turbine. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, do you guys know the exhibition place wind turbine? So we just showed up there as a social, and like to our surprise, there's someone working there, and he, well, you were invited, and well, he was there like working on the turbine, and then like we just asked him, hey, can we take a look inside? And then like he like showed us inside. He gave us his email. Like he would like even shot us like a, oh, good luck at competition message. This is for the HAWT in 2024. So we got to go see inside the exhibition place turbine, everything it is. It's a lot more janky than you think. It's really janky. Like, yeah, it exceeded its time.
So that's so some people are interested in design, but maybe people are also interested in having connections, networks with industry experts, and this kind of stuff. So how would you envision this kind of professional relationship and PD experiences? And lastly, we have some faculty advisors, and we had some faculty advice. Some people will reach out that refuse to advise, and so the last thing is that how would you handle faculty advisor relationship? That we stopped the conversation for quite a long time. Last time we talked to them is, I think, back in 2023 February, I believe. How would you envision on the faculty assistance perspective? Thank you. So yeah, 3 perspectives. So one, first thing, alumni relations. Second thing, professional development, and third thing, faculty advisors.
If you can, as succinctly as you can respond, that'd be great.
You want me to start?
Oh, it's okay. Okay. Yeah, that was a very detailed question. So yeah, so I think all this responsibility.
We'll let Mai go.
Okay.
Mai has to leave.
Okay. So all this responsibility would be combined with VP communications. I believe that it's important to have a constant line of communication with all these people you mentioned, faculty advisors, sponsors, industry mentors, and also alumni. So this constant stream of communication would be held up by monthly newsletters that can be sent to the entire network of UTWind and all the people that have ever been part of UTWind. I would also encourage VPs to host an industry night with sponsors and alumni to have more engagement, and also for us to build for general members to have more of a network. And also it would be great if each sub-team can have a couple faculty advisors or alumni to whom they can ask questions and also gain insight from their industry experience.
Sorry, sorry, I have to go, so I'll make it really quick. But I think keeping communication open, like how we have a bunch of alumni in the Slack channel already, I think that's really important. Keeping them involved, keeping them informed. And then as for faculty members, also having like one or two faculty members to advise all of the sub-teams. I think that's a great idea. And yes, that's all for my ideas. Thank you for having me. I'm so sorry I have to go now, but bye.
Okay. So that was actually a really good question. And some of those points, to be honest, I had not previously considered, but I think those are good points worth considering as part of being a co-president. I think if we don't already have one, to create an alumni network, like a database where like we have like all their information. And I think we could set up some sort of like industry, like peer mentorship system where you connect one alumni with maybe like 2 to 3 current students and host like a monthly like online meeting, something like that, where they can talk about their experiences. We can talk about what we've been up to, get some of their feedback. I think it's mutually beneficial. They can see, oh, like what has this design team that like I used to spend all my time on, like what are they up to these days? Like I think it'll be interesting to them. And then we can also do like maybe like once per semester, invite alumni to do a little alumni reunion, alumni night where they get to participate and see what we're up to. One after alumni? I guess that touches faculty. I feel like I would need a little more context on why like we haven't really been in touch with them. Sometimes some people are a little difficult to reach, and that's understandable, but also frustrating. I think we need to push forward, try to get in touch with them. If that doesn't work, maybe consider other people in the faculty that we can reach out to. Like I'm not sure how it works, but like there's got to be more than one person that can be our faculty supervisor, right?
I think I mirror a lot of these points. I think another good point is to really foster goodwill without directly emailing them. More just saying, like, sharing what we're doing, helping keep us in mind. So as an example of faculty, maybe they don't actively go out to search for what we're doing, or they might forget us. So a way of including that is just saying, hey, look, we won this competition, remember us? Type of emails. Just to keep it in mind and say like how their support might help us, and then later sort of reaching out to them more directly and saying, hey, we might need this or this. Just sort of first like a time for them to grow more accustomed to us again, just putting little thoughts into their head and then actually reaching out to them. And that kind of applies to alumni as well. You might, if we make sure that they're all connected to the LinkedIn or to the Instagram, and then just posting these things, maybe calling out alumni at times, just saying, hey, alumni, we have opportunities for you to reconnect if you're interested in what we're doing. More like a subtle approach rather than just directly emailing them all the time, just so that they have us in mind. So that would be my approach.
So yeah, I have like all similar ideas. Obviously, like clear communication with everyone. In terms of faculty, like supervisors or support, I think bringing in more like grad students, for example, especially like UTIUS, like the Aero team could use a lot of that knowledge. And then maybe that would help bring in like some profs who are interested too in terms of like industry and professional development. I think that's a really good point that you bring up. I know UTWind has helped me like consider like, you know, a career in like clean energy. I know like Elena, for example, shout out, like works for like OPG. I've spoken to Ben, who's like the founder of the team, right? He's the founder, Ben. Yeah, he works now in Denmark for like a wind turbine company, and so like I've spoken to him. I think those connections and speaking to people like, you know, our growth like after we leave this team, after we graduate, like what do we have ahead of us? I think that's really important. So industry nights and like connections like that, super important.
Yeah, I think for that, the most important thing how we'll get these connections is to showcasing our work. So I think the more we can showcase our work, whether that's through the form of short videos or just clips of the team working on something and a short demo, I think that's how we'll attract more connections, right? And that applies for both profs, both industries and alumni, right? I think by showcasing our work and then we can add people to a mailing list if they're interested. That's how we can update them on our progress. And to keep it realistic for this year, I don't think like a mentorship program will be realistic in short term, but having these connections, at least having them there, is something we can reach out to, is definitely available for us, and we can all do that by a mailing list and showcasing our work. And of course, VP External can handle the rest of the communications.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I have a few specific questions based on the pitches. I'll start with Avani. You mentioned having project leads within the sub teams. How do you envision those leads getting delegated, and like in terms of, are you leaving that up to the leads like completely? Is there going to be any involvement on that level from like the presidents or the exec team, like in terms of ensuring cohesion with like project leads among all the sub teams?
Okay, so this idea was suggested based on my experience as a controls co-lead. We appointed project leads within our sub-team, and that's something that worked really successfully. So my plan would be to share that with the rest of the leads and see if that's something that's feasible within their teams. And how they handle the project lead allocation is up to them. I would recommend cycling through those every design cycle so that general members have something to look forward to and a lot more motivation and investment to show up and keep showing up, so that in hopes of getting promoted or getting more recognition. And that's kind of the idea behind having project leads within the sub teams.
My other one is for Hannalee about the idea of having a dedicated like mech oversight and electrical oversight. So how would you go about appointing those individuals? And also, do you envision those two individuals working together on any level to ensure like cohesion
Yeah.
across the board?
So the way I had it thought out is if we have a mech and an electrical oversight, then weekly meetings would be like them and the business and operations director and the co-preses, and then the rest of the exec team we can host either bi-weekly or monthly meetings, and I think that will reduce the workload for everyone else. I do believe that those two leads will still need to work together because like even though I grouped it as like, oh, electrical, like there are requirements that overlap, and within the mech teams there are requirements that overlap, there are still requirements that overlap, just cross-disciplinary. And then also speaking in terms of like time commitment and how they would be appointed, I think it would be best to appoint someone who has had like lead experience in mech or in like power or in controls. And I don't think it's a role that necessarily has to be like you are the mech like systems lead. You're not a mech lead anymore. You're not involved in mech. Like you're going to be going to those meetings. So you can still hold on to that title, but it would definitely be like an additional time commitment of like I envision like 2 to 3 hours a week. But yeah.
Well, I have, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're good. Okay. Do you want it? Okay.
Karen wants to ask, no?
Karen, I think Karen is done. You're gonna, yeah.
She asked your question. Oh yeah, so yeah, my maybe the last question of today is more about yeah, maybe the last question about on today is more about finance. Yeah, so you all mentioned about VP finance or similar roles, but you as co-pres, I think you should still have some vision or directions on finance. So, what do you think are the priorities of working on our finance, budget, and fundings? How would you solve the SIPSIF issue that we had in 2024? And how would you make the competition more financially accessible? Thank you.
Okay, so basically SIPSIF we apply for every year. It's different from the levy. So SIPSIF, it's like the university gives you money based on how many students from every department you have. That's why if you guys remember in like September or October, I sent out a big form. Like I threatened like, oh, I'm gonna kick you guys out of the Slack if you don't fill in the form. But that was just because I needed a more accurate number on like the number from each discipline. So 30% of our team is actually MIEs, which is a lot, but the MIE department gave us like no money. And then I replied to them like, hey, like 30% is like MIEs. What's going on? Never got back to us, got ghosted like in every email. Yeah. So that was the issue Andre was referring to. And then when Andre means how to make competition more accessible, I think you mean, yeah, financially, like how do you want like members like to make it more affordable for members?
Okay, so two issues there. Let's address the finances side, the priority side first. I think the priorities are to have accurate delegations of finances for each sub team. For example, like the mech sub team definitely takes up a lot of resources, especially for parts and building a new turbine specifically. So that could be like a exec decision, and more funds will be delegated towards that for sure. And then for the SIPSIF side, I think okay, so on the issue that I don't know the whole issue, why MIE didn't respond or anything, maybe like they don't know about us as much. But honestly, I think if we can be known enough through showcases and demos, I think we're eventually bound to be supported by any department if they see the work we're putting in is valuable enough. And we can continue down our strategy of kicking people out the Slack if they don't fill out the form. I think that worked for me, honestly. Yeah. And so yeah, I think on that side, yeah. But oh right, I forgot to address making competition more affordable. Yeah, I think making competition more affordable can also be part of the budget delegation. Try to have a stricter budgets for each sub team so that we can meet the budget goals and have whatever we planned out to for the subsidizing the competition.
Yeah, so two things, right? It was so in terms of like budget for the year, we obviously have like a VP finance, and for SIPSIF that would be like under VP communications, I think. And we were thinking that these roles should be like the members should be elected as like they've been like previous members of the team, so they have some like personal investment in the team. I think it was a little bit hard in past years. The VP finance was kind of like separate, like from like Rotman, so they had like less of a personal investment and like commitment to the team. So here would be like existing UTWind members who want to like step up, have a little bit more of like responsibility in like a more executive role. And then for making competition more accessible, like I agree with Calvert as well. Like I think that would just come down to more like budgeting, setting aside more budget for it. This year was hard because we had to buy like everything new. But hopefully this year, we have more direction and we can reuse like more of the parts that we bought. So.
Yeah, I think for finances, something that we can look into is planning to reuse parts. So when you order certain parts online, maybe rather than just ordering specifically what you need, if you know that this is something that we've been using year over year, ordering it more in bulk to save on shipping. And also to keep in mind when we're making parts, maybe what can be reused, what can be taken apart, or just having things less be made completely unusable during the design process. And then for addressing the faculty, I think we should like talk with other sub teams who are in contact with MEC and then say, hey, how are you guys getting funds? And then maybe piggyback off of them to try to figure out why do they get attention and why do we not? I think that's just a really good approach for that.
I think Alec's idea for how to get funding from MEC is pretty good, pretty well thought out. So I'm just gonna +1 him. I support your idea. I honestly, within the last 30 seconds, did not think of my own idea. So for better funding, I think like something that we talked about this year, what I heard talked about is that like the leads kind of have to go do their own work on like finding sponsorships, or like there was no defined role to do that. So in my pitch, I mentioned I do think under like VP of business and operations that there should be like 2 dedicated people for sponsorships, and they should get to know the like leads within our technical sub teams personally and try to understand the work involved. So like ideally someone with some interest in the field, maybe like honestly like new members, but like who are willing to take on more work and go do those emails for us, and so that we can get more funding, because you know we can like cut costs, but if we can increase our income, then that'd be great. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with all the points that were mentioned here. I'd also like to add that like since you mentioned the faculty can be difficult to work with, it would be a good long-term goal to have some steady like industry sponsors that we can have. So for example, at least we've had an Altium sponsorship going for the past year, but I would like to add on to that to get more sponsorships from the MEC side, like companies in the MEC side that I'd probably have to do a bit more research, but having these kind of industry sponsorships going so that they can have more visibility of their company and we can have more of their resources might be a bit of a safer option. And then with the costs that we cut from that, we can use it to fund the trips for like members that are going to competition.
Thank you. So currently it's 2:48. I think we might have time for 1 to 2 more questions if we can like get them out quickly enough. So if people here still have questions, think of your like super dying one. Okay. Okay.
So, as many of you know, or if you don't know, we had issues this year with yes, Arrow, team like leads involvement, co-president involvement, not Dara, VP involvement. We had a lot of issues. Like I think these things are hard to avoid. So my question is, how would you try to avoid it? You guys talk a lot about like appointing VPs. How are you going to make the decision of like who you're appointing and ensure that they are actually going to be committed? And then second, we probably will continue to have these issues. How are you going to handle them when they come up?
All right. I think with the VP issue, the issue we had last year was that our VP wasn't previously involved in UTWind. So when it comes to, I don't think we would like appoint VPs unless they're clearly ones. But
He was.
Oh.
We hired Leon back in. Yeah, we appointed Leon back into the admin team. But yeah, there was. Huh?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, there was an interview and he joined us back in November 2023 as the admin, finance admin.
Okay.
Yeah, so just do,
Okay.
yeah. For my
Okay, understood. The people that we appoint or elect as VPs would be people that are previously involved in the team and not somebody that's never been in UTWind before. And this kind of like somewhat ensures that they have some sort of investment and commitment, and that's something we would look for when hiring VPs. When it comes to leads, it's important to identify leads like losing interest early on, so that we can have a serious conversation with them and also discuss with the whole team what decision are we going to make. So the severity of the decision is not something that we would make as presidents alone. It's something that we would make as a team, that like the team that is present and invested. And the decision would have to be severe early on, so that we can maybe find replacements or make sure that the leads themselves can readjust their commitments so that they can commit to the team what is required.
On the business finance side, the way that I would have envisioned this to be set up is that there would be one like director of business and operations, but then like a few roles under that umbrella. So assuming there are like 3 to 4 people within that portfolio, I think if like one person were to lose commitment, it wouldn't be a big issue. Even if it were the director, someone could step up. I think it's important to keep them in the loop about the ins and outs of the team so that they know exactly what they're investing their time in. They can stay interested. And I think it's important early on when we decide the leads and like in this portfolio to check like what other interests do they have, like why are they interested in joining the team, and also letting them know the repercussions, like our expectations for them, like making that very clear, and the consequences to those expectations if those expectations aren't met, like honestly, like right when we pick them, so that like, you know, everyone's on the same page, so there are no surprises out here. Same goes for co-president. I think the way I had envisioned restructuring UTWind is that the co-presidents would very much be taking on like a project management role, kind of overseeing all these parts and how they work together. And because we also have like the electrical and the mechanical systems like leads overseeing things, to be honest, I think if one co-president were to slack or not do that much work, it wouldn't affect as much. Obviously, it's a higher workload, and that would not be ideal. And so I think that's why it's important to not to say I think it no, I think it's all depending on like how the team is structured and like how much support that the co-president has, because like in my structure, like I create a bunch of new roles, so like it would be less work for the co-presidents, but making those expectations clear early on.
Yeah, I think for VPs, it'd be a good idea to have at least a couple people, if not supporting members of the VP, maybe just people chosen as having an interest in this, and then following them and seeing how engaged are they in the team in their current studies, and if they would be appropriate for that role in the future. That way you kind of have some kind of redundancy to replace them if it's needed. Also, as people have said, to enforce the repercussions for not submitting their deliverables or what objectives they're meant to be meeting. Because we're a design team, we can just fire people. And I think even though that we don't want to do that and we want to be very inclusive, if there is a time where this needs to be done, and they are, because the issue with a member that is not contributing is that they already have expectations. So it's worse for them to be on the team and not committing than to have them off the team. So at some point, it's going to be better to just remove them from the team to increase cohesion and reduce any kind of stresses on different individuals. So I think that's how it should go.
Okay, good points. I'll build upon like what Avani mentioned, because as I mentioned before, like we intend on running together, and I think that's a big, like already a big step up from what we had last year. So if you elect the both of us, like we're already very aligned on like our vision and what we want to accomplish. We also like, yeah, we've worked together in the past, like we trust each other and we have like good communication between the both of us. So, you know, for sure you have like those two co-presidents that will actually be like co-presidents. As well, like, wait, what were you saying? Oh yeah. So VPs, like you said, like we would appoint like existing members. Oh yeah, and then I spoke about this with Avani, but I don't think I mentioned directly in my pitch. But for the VPs and even for the leads, I think like I would write out like your job description, like job role, like job responsibilities. Like it should be, because it's more of like a leadership position, it should be, in my opinion, it should be like a job application. So like this is like what you're agreeing to for the year. It's almost like a contract, like put your name under here, like this is what you're committing to. And like, you know, like we're all adults. I think no, we're all adults and like we are like undergrad, but you know, it should be like if you're committing to something, like you should be committed to it. And if they aren't, like we should be able to sit down and have a mature discussion, like how can we support you better? Or, you know, like, do you maybe want to like step down from the role, like if this isn't for you?
Yeah, okay. So a lot of people touch on points here. So yeah, making sure that they keep their responsibility through checkups, through having them know what their commitments are. And you know, the second part is just to, you know, when you feel like you're part of something, you tend to commit to it more. I think we can address that by just having, it's a mix of a lot of issues, just having people feel like they're really on a team, they're working on something bigger, whether that's through social, whether it's through more general meetings, that could be done. And for the co-president side, I think it's up to the co-president to work together really closely to keep the communication constant, to make sure if someone goes offline, to let them know what's going on, to let them feel like they're in the loop, so they never drop behind of anything, and you know, they can feel like they're ready to contribute any moment. And you know, if it comes down to it, I'll CAD myself. Give me stuff to CAD. I'll go in the machine shop myself. I'll keep doing that, and yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah.
So last question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Final question, I guess, right?
Name.
Yeah. So no name and yeah. So UTWind has a constitution, as we know, but it's an old constitution that's not been updated for quite a long time. Yeah, we've seen like structure changes, like 2 press and 1 VP and single lead for sub teams and multiple co-leads for sub teams and etc. on different kinds of matters. How would you utilize the tool as a constitution? Would you revamp the constitution and ask for the opinion of general public and use the constitution as a tool as our working principles in the future? Thank you.
That's a good point. I think a lot of us in the team aren't fully aware of what the Constitution consists of. So my first step would be to make this known, to hold like a town hall where the actual points of this Constitution are accessible to all the general members, and also open up for discussion if this Constitution should be changed or not. And based on like the structure, like the 2 co-pres VPs, that definitely is something that we would like to change, like according to the proposed structure. But also other changes would be something that we would like to discuss at least with the leads, so all the exec members, and they would have the opportunity to suggest ideas. And also the Constitution should be something that should be up to date and aligned with the values that we have for the current design cycle.
Yeah, I think that was well said by Avani. After election, it's important to hold a town hall, and that's when you get input from the rest of like the club, and then we'd have to rewrite the Constitution, especially because like it would be a restructuring, and then have the like general members vote upon the constitution to pass it. And that's like a reflection of like a change in leadership style, right? So that way like everyone gets to put in their input, but I guess most importantly, like leads get to voice if like, the new structure suggested is if they think it's going to be effective or it may be actually like worse than the original structure, and if not, different suggestions. So
Yeah, I think we should definitely have overall member input, but also as a lead up to it, we should have reach out to people to gather information on what past grievances are, current grievances are, just to get an idea of what might be missing in the Constitution that doesn't cover that. And also, I think the primary issue with the Constitution is that with most companies, it would be introduced to you in onboarding. So that needs to be introduced in onboarding to begin with. We know that most people don't read them fully, but just for them to agree to it. Because if they agree to it, then you can use it when you bring up grievances and say, look, you agreed to this to begin with. These were all set in here, and we expect you to adhere to these rules. I think that's one of the primary issues with it. And yeah, I think it should be a very democratic thing within the team to decide what changes should be made and what issues there are with it currently.
Yes, all good points. As previously mentioned, yeah, definitely like revisit it. I would take like at my company, for example, we have like this thing called like the core four. And so those are like guiding principles that leads like all of our workflows. So it's like, it is like a little like corporate, but like those core four are like printed everywhere, right? So it's like includes like safety and stuff like that. So something like that, I would like work with the team, and like a town hall is a good idea. Something where we can develop like a shared goal, and like I would print this shared goal or their shared values. Like I would really print it and like hang it in here somewhere. So that's like it's like a good reminder for us. And I think that's also a way where we can like eliminate some of the like personal like disputes or like some smaller like disagreements, because we're all like aligned on this one goal. You know, it's like we are a design team. It's like very clear what we want to accomplish. So it's just like, how are we going to get there? And so like the Constitution, some values, and like a shared goal would be like really important in achieving that.
Yeah, me personally, I don't believe in like a corporate style, because this is a design team. This should be just people that know each other come together to build something interesting. I don't want to have to like look at a piece of paper on the wall and be like, this is what guides me, right? What guides you should be your own personal interest and commitment to the team. And furthermore, I don't believe general members care enough about the Constitution. You're coming from a general member. If a Constitution was sent out to your group chat, I wouldn't look at it. And I think the Constitution itself should be an executive decision between leads and the exec team to look at what might work best, and things that we want to implement in the Constitution should be stuff that's already tried out. We either try out during meetings, or we try it out, or we have tried out before, right? So it should be from experience, and it shouldn't be up to general members to skim through it and be like, all right, that's fine. Because I know that most people won't read through like a 20-page document. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I want to say that's all the time we have for today, because it's been 2 hours now. So I really appreciate you guys coming here, answering questions, saying all your speeches. Yay! It's over now. I will put out the voting form tonight or tomorrow morning, the latest, and then like we have till the 29th or 30th. Yeah, like 2 days of voting period. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like, yeah, like I was inspired by NFOG. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's fine. So like
are there any rules for like what are the rules for like campaigning? Like, can I be like reaching out to people? Can I be like can I send like a message? Like, what's going on? Or like no communication?
Wait,
like
1 second.
oh, like, yeah, like, yo, if you vote for me, like any like bribery, like
If there are a lack of votes, we can extend it. Sorry. So,
Dude, the amount of votes is gonna be
okay,
like.
so basically, okay, so for each of you, there will be like an option like on the voting floor if someone wants to abstain from voting, right? So like I would need like this number is not yet decided, but it's like around 20 or 25% of voters cannot have abstained for any of you guys. Yeah.
Wait.
Does that make sense? Like,
No, Laura, I don't get it. I don't get it.
okay, so basically, so it's gonna be like how NSOC does it, like a ranking voting, how NSOC does it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a ranked voting, just like how NSOC when you go on vote.school, but we're not gonna have a vote.school, we're gonna have a Google form. And then it will be like a ranking type thing. And then you can abstain. That's gonna be one of the options. So I need like for like at least 20 or 25% of those who have decided not to abstain have needed to like voted, like ranked you. Does that make sense? That doesn't make sense.
Can you see like what's what?
Yeah.
100% of people who vote.
Yeah.
Only 75% abstain.
No. Only 25. Yeah, Calvert gets it. Calvert gets it.
Oh no, bro.
Like,
Abstain completely.
No.
yeah.
But, oh.
Mhm.
But completely? Or not?
No. Abstain from ranking you. From you. Yeah. Yeah.
You two and abstain.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing. So
Yeah.
I'd go like you two. and
Yeah.
abstain.
How many times can you abstain in the ranking? As infinite?
You can literally abstain for every single person.
You can
Yeah.
one person in
Oh.
That's like, because that's like, if you abstain for every single person, you're essentially spoiling your ballot. You know?
Like next
Yeah.
step?
Yeah.
We would probably vote for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And then you rank everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
valid.
don't want this person.
It's not a yes or
It
no.
does.
Anyway.
It does.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I guess it's like, well, if not me, then like you.
Yeah. I need to figure out how NSOC does for special candidates. Do you know how to do it? Do you want to help me with that? Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
I can also post NSOC's like voting things.
Yeah.
I'm literally gonna copy, like not copy, but do it the same way they do it.
Yeah.
And you've all voted on vote.school, right?
Yeah.
Before you know how like the thing goes.
Wait, yeah.
But
So can we like act like can we
you
like
go over like
message people and be
yeah,
like, oh,
can you go over that? Like, is that allowed?
okay.
What's allowed? What's dislowed?
because like
One watching, and I think it's me.
oh my god, yeah.
okay, okay, wait, let's first okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
What happened? What do I do? What do I do?
okay, first we're gonna just cut the stream. I'm gonna say bye real quick.
Bye. Bye, chat.
Bye.
Let's say bye. Bye, chat. Yo, where did you go?
Lunchtime.
The plane one?
I'm gonna